Hey there, welcome back to channel. Welcome to another video on this channel. And in this video, we are going to cover material master data from a finance point of view. This is a very detailed explanation of all the tabs which are relevant for the finance consultants, especially if we want to work on product costing. So product costing requires material master data to be configured in way more than what we typically do from a costing or accounting tabs. There are various other tabs which have impact on the finances like product costing value. So this video explains all those fields from a finance point of view in a very detailed way. I am sure you would have never found any video on the YouTube or anywhere with such a detailed explanation. This video covers only MRP tabs at this point, but this video is a part of a 1 hour long video which covers every tab, including the plant data tab, the accounting tabs, costing tabs, everything from a finance point of view with a specified focus on product costing. So if you are interested to access this entire 1 hour video, that will be launched as a member exclusive video on the channel for premium members the next week. So if you are really interested, if you find this video useful, then do subscribe to the channel and join as a premium member to access member exclusive content and other perks like discount coupons, etc. You can also do a one-time contribution by just hitting the super thanks button below this video. And one more announcement, this video of 1 hour is a part of a 15 plus hour content on advanced product costing. This advanced product costing is an extension to the already existing product costing series that we have already done. But this advanced product costing covers various other topics like make to order, make to stock. It covers COPA point of view like COGS split and the variance split. It covers the production PP module related aspects like the production order creation, the goods issues, goods receipts. It covers results analysis like variance calculations, work in progress calculations, settlement of the production orders, settlement of the sales orders to COPA, etc. So it's a very detailed course, and this course will be launched next week as a course. And if you are interested to purchase this course, I am very much happy to offer a 50% flat discount. If you reach
So if
out
you're
to us
looking
on
forward
our
for
email,
purchase,
please do
ACSAP
drop us an
Consulting at
email on
gmail.com,
before
ACSAPconsulting
3rd
at
of Jan. As a
gmail.com.
part of this
Before
new
3rd of
year,
Jan and
we want
access
to
this course
offer
at a
this course
50%
for
flat
these
discount.
early registrants at a 50% flat discount. Yes. This video series or course covers product costing. It's an advanced product costing course, as I said, because it covers additional topics on product costing like make to order, make to stock, etc. And these are all the topics that are covered. It is a list of 85 topics, and these topics, every topic is covered in depth. We have given a very basic understanding to an advanced understanding with hands-on, with a real-time business scenarios, with understanding on why to do these, not just on how to do these, so that you can implement this in your real-time implementation projects. So this agenda is also provided in the video description. So go through that. And if you are interested, as I said, please do drop us an email
So let's
and get
jump
this
into the
course at
video.
a 50% discount.
The first thing, as we discussed, the something that we require a base thing for manufacturing something is a material. So let us create a raw material. We'll go by step. First thing here, yeah, what is a transaction code? That also we're going to record it here. A component. This is the T code. And this is a definition. Or we'll do one thing quickly. We'll maintain product costing guide steps. The very first step that is involved is a creating of raw material. This is a step, and this is description, and this is the T code. The first step is creation of materials. And which is the transaction code? We are going to use MM01 for this one. Let us go to SAP and MM01. Let us say we are manufacturing some truck. Okay, we are saying that this is 0 mmh electric truck. Okay, the length is too much. Then we'll say EV truck. Okay, so this is a finished product. First, how can we differentiate a material as a raw material or a semi-finished goods or a finished goods? So that is dependent on the material type. ROH is the material type for raw materials. FERT is for finished goods. HALB is for semi-finished goods. So these are three different types. Depending upon the material type, we will also change the valuation class, which is again something which is used for the GL account determination, etc. But yes, the primary differentiation is the material type. So we want to create a finished goods first, right? Because we are manufacturing the truck, and later on we will see what all different raw materials or semi-finished goods that are required for this manufacturing of the truck. Okay. So first we'll take it as a material type. These are different types of data that we need. We need basic data. Sales data we don't require at this point, but we need this MRP 1234. And what else do we require? Then we require accounting one, accounting two, costing one, costing two, and some general plant data. So these are different data that we require. So 0 mmh and storage location, no valuation type required, and click OK. Okay, it says material already maintained. Okay, there is a material already created. Then we'll do one thing. We are going to maintain it as EV car. Now let us maintain it as FERT. Click OK. We require MRP 1234. Not all the data is something that is supposed to be filled by the FI team. In fact, the creation of material is something that is falling under the materials management team's scope, but we'll just create it so that we'll have an understanding about what all different aspects or what all different fields in the material master data which will impact the product costing from a finance side. This is the storage location. So what is this? This is M&M EV car, some name. What are we going to give? Let us say there's this very basic car EV. Okay. So what is the basic unit of measure? It is each's material group. We'll take the default material group. This is a division. The division is going to be electrics, EVs. And what else we have? Let us say this is weighing approximately around 650 kilos. And this is kg. And the net weight is going, or this is the gross weight is going to be some 700. And the net weight is actually the 650 kilos. Done. And then in the basic data 2, what do we require here? We are going to fill only those details which are mandatory. As we said, this is something which is falling under the MM scope, and we are required only to have a basic data setup, which is required in order to proceed further with the manufacturing or the product cost planning. Okay, this is done. Classification, we don't require any classification at this point. Now MRP 1. So in MRP 1, there are quite many fields. What is MRP? It is the material requirement planning. Material requirement planning is a type of planning which will tell us whether a material is available or not. If the material is not available in the inventory, should we purchase it and keep it ready, or should we purchase it only once we have a request or the sales order created from the customer? That means only when we are having a demand are we going to purchase the raw materials and keep it with us, or are we going to keep these raw materials readily available so that we are not getting any delay in the manufacturing process. So here we're having few different types. Again, all this is MM side or the production planning team's side. From our side, we're just understanding. what all different fields we have. So here we are saying that no MRP is required, no planning, right? And here we are having certain few fields which will impact the project cost planning. It is not mandatory that all these fields what we are discussing is supposed to be filled, but few of those are required. Some of these might be used in different scenarios of manufacturing. Few of those might not be used, but if used, these will impact the FI side of product costing. That means this will ultimately impact the actual cost of product costing, the product cost estimate that we are going to calculate. So here we are having material status. This is, it is also called as a plant specific material status. So if you see here, we're having different types of statuses. So depending upon the status that we are using, for example, you might use something called as a phased out or obsolete. So few statuses are something which might prevent this material from product costing. For example, if you mark it as obsolete, then this material, even though it is included in the components, etc., even though you are trying to do the costing for this one, then the material will not be considered in the costing because it is already marked as obsolete. So, your first anytime now, whenever we create a material, if the material is no longer required, the material master data is not deleted, right? Once created, it is already always there in the system. You might mark it for deletion. You might not mark it for deletion because you might use it or might not use it. But if we change the status of the material, for example, to obsolete, then only from a product costing point of view, you are no longer going to cost this material. Remaining, you can always work on this material. You can try to do some procurement. You can try to do some selling, etc. But from only from a product costing point of view, we are going to have this status of the material. And the remaining one is we're having lot size data. So this lot size data, it typically says what is the minimum quantity of this material which is to be costed. For example, here if you see lot size procedure. So what is the purpose of, or what are the types of, or what is the procedure in which you are defining the lot size is what we're having it here. Again, this is something from production planning side, but ultimately we are going to tell, we are most bothered about the minimum lot size and the maximum lot size. So minimum lot size, for example, if you're giving it as 100, so whenever you are manufacturing this product, that means you are manufacturing only in multiples of 100. That means you are not going to manufacture a single product at any point of time. Minimum is 100 and maximum is depending upon what value we are giving it here. So a single lot of manufacturing contains at least 100 or at max 1000. Now, how does this impact the product costing? Whenever you are running a product costing for this material, the system will calculate the price of 100 units of this finished product at once. It is not going to give us at a unit price of a single product because the system is telling the product costing transaction code CK11N that this material is manufactured at least 100 quantity in a single lot. So only based on that, we are going to calculate the price of the product. Now here we are having something called as a fixed lot size. So we have mentioned what is the minimum quantity and we have mentioned what is the maximum quantity. But even in this range also, what if you will never manufacture 101 units? You will always manufacture in the multiples of 100. That means 100, 200, 300. Like that, you're going to manufacture only in the multiples of 100. Then the fixed lot size is going to be 100. That means any point of time, the minimum is 100. But if you want to increase beyond 100, it should be 100 plus only 100. That means it should be a minimum lot size plus fixed lot size. Multiples of fixed lot size rather. That means you can have 500, 600, but not some 550, 650 or 501, 101, etc. That defines the fixed lot size. So I'm going to delete the maximum and the fixed lot size, but these are the different purposes. So assembly scrap will again face the same field in the next tabs. But in short, what is assembly scrap is? Assembly is nothing but it is the, if you have any time heard about the manufacturing processes, you would have heard about this assembly line. Assembly line is nothing but it's a huge line from one end to another end of the manufacturing plant, on which the materials are manufactured, different activities are being performed, and the materials flow from one end to the other end. So that is the assembly. You would have seen, typically if you see any example or any video of a manufacturing process. For example, if you see the process of manufacturing any food items or packaged food items or bottled drinks, at one place the bottles are placed in the machine in a proper order, and the machine will be rotating, and the bottles will be filled up with the drink, and then it flows in the same assembly line at some next place. The bottle caps are being placed, and after that there is some labeling done. So it is the same line, assembly line, but different activities are performed at different places on that assembly line. So during that entire process, if there is any scrap, for example, if there is any wastage, for example, after of 10 bottles that you might fill, you might actually fill 10 liters. Each bottle is of 1 liter, but during the process of filling, there might be some wastage of some 10 milliliters or 100 milliliters in that manufacturing process, right? So which is nothing but 10% of or 1% of scrap. So that is percentage that we are going to maintain here. So that means whenever we are manufacturing the cost of 10 bottles, the system will also take the cost of 10 liters plus a wastage of 100 ml. So that means system is also taking the value of the scrap that is going on in the manufacturing process or in the assembly process. So that is assembly scrap. If we require, we can add it. And after that, I think this is the only one that we are much worried about, the material master from an MRP point of view, because this fixed lot size or the minimum lot size is something that is going to impact us in the cost that you're receiving in the CK11N. So MRP2, we're having few more details. If at all there is a special procurement, for example, you're procuring it not through regular purchase orders, but there is some subcontracting process involved in it, or there is some external manufacturing that is involved in it. So that is some kind of a special procurement, so that we also need to take into consideration the cost that is involved in that special procurement. So that is the purpose of special procurement. We're also having backflush. So what is backflush? Now, if you see an end-to-end manufacturing process, once a raw material is issued for production, we need to do some material movement in the system, which is not done by the finance team, but which is done by the team. So the material which is present in the inventory till that point of time should be moved out of the inventory and issued for production. So that is called as issue for production, goods issue for production. So whenever the manufacturing team has finalized on the manufacturing process, now they actually want to start the manufacturing, then the team and the PP team together will be involved in the stock issuance to manufacturing or issuance inventory to production movement. So typically that is done manually whenever we want to start the manufacturing process, or whenever the product cost planning is completed. That means, since the beginning we are saying that product cost planning is something that we are doing beforehand to ensure that we come to a consensus and understanding of how much cost is involved in the manufacturing process. So once that is done, once the product cost planning is successfully performed, then the actual manufacturing will start. So when the actual manufacturing is going to start, the very first thing is all the raw materials which are present in the inventory should be issued to the production team, should be issued to the production order. So how it is issued? We'll do a post goods issue. Like similarly, if you remember the FISD integration, we have we'll first place the sales order and then we will do the delivery, and during the time of delivery in VL01N we are going to click on post goods issue, which will actually do the material movement of that materials, right? Similarly here also we are going to do a goods issue from the inventory to the production order. So backflush is an automated way of doing that. So once a product cost estimate has been successfully completed, then the system, if enabled for backflush, that means always backflush, that means the system will automatically issue all these raw materials from the inventory to the production process. Or the second option is work center decides. That means we can control this from the work center master data as well, which we will see later on. So backflush, in short, is a process which will automate the goods issue from the inventory to the production order after the successful completion of the cost estimates. Again, these are some important terminologies because typically in the uh, manufacturing process, you might hear about these terminologies like okay, backflush, etc. So it is good for us as a finance consultant to understand or to have an understanding of these terminologies so that we will not be clueless when someone is discussing about backflush, etc. processes during the manufacturing. So MRP3 here we don't have any much important fields for us. Okay, if you see one thing here, you're having something called as a configurable product. So this is plant specific configuration. That means if the manufacturing changes from plant to plant, then you need to do certain plant specific configurations here. So that is called as a configurable material. That means you will create multiple materials for the same multiple material master data for the same material, and you're going to use it as a plant specific one. So again, MM team takes care of this, the configuration variants and the configuration planning variant, etc. But just it is good to understand. MRP4 here also component scrap. What is a component scrap? We said that whenever you are manufacturing any product, it requires certain components. For a car, you require different type of rubber sheets, which are called as floor mats. You might require some carpets, floor carpets. You will require different wires which are involved in it for the connections, etc. There are different buttons which are there. So all these are components. Now, for example, you have decided that in order to manufacture a car, you require 10 meters of wire and 10 buttons. Now, but it is not always mandatory that in reality, when you are actually starting the manufacturing process, you might really require perfectly 10 meters of wire. Sometimes while cutting the wire, there is some scrap that is gone, or you might sometimes need a bit more of a wire because of some damage of the product, etc. So always there is certain wastage going on. So what the companies do is, on an average for the past 1 year or past 6 months, or for the past one whole manufacturing cycle, they will see how much actually was supposed to be required and how much is actually used. So that difference is called as a variance, or sometimes it is called as variance for that particular cycle of manufacturing. But for the next manufacturing cycle, because you want to improve your planning, you will treat that variance as a scrap. So that scrap is something that we're going to mention here. For example, if you're saying as 1% of scrap, so instead of using 10 meters of wire, now you might be, or for example, if I say it as 10% scrap, instead of using 10 meters of wire, now you might use 11 meters of wire as the component, or not component. In the components, you will mention only as 10 meters of wire, but for calculating the cost, you will calculate the cost as per 11 meters because we're having 10% of scrap, which is wastage in that manufacturing process for this finished goods. So that is called as a component scrap.
Thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you have found this video really useful. This video is a part of a 1 hour video on the entire material master data explanation, which covers almost all the tabs that are relevant for finance, especially from a product costing point of view. It covers every tab, like MRP tabs, what you have seen. It covers the planned data tabs. It covers the accounting tab and the costing tab with all the details of every field in all these tabs. And this entire video of 1 hour will be available for the premium members of the channel on the next week. So if you really like this video, if you want to access the entire video, please do subscribe to our channel, do join as a premium member and get access to the member exclusive videos. And this entire video is a part of 15-hour plus sessions on product costing. It's an advanced product costing series, and this series is about to be launched as a course very soon. And I would like to offer a pre-launch discount of flat 50% on this course fee. So if you are interested in purchasing this advanced product costing, then please do contact us on acsapconsulting@gmail.com. Purchase this at flat 50%. So this offer is valid only till the course is launched. So once the course is launched, that will be at the regular price, which is the 100% price. So if you're really interested, please do hurry up. It will take around a week for us to publish these videos as a course. So we have a time of 1 week from today. So please drop us an email if you're interested to access this at a 50% discounted price. So see you in the next video. Until then, take care.